OFPG Voices is brought to you by the following sponsors. Board&Dice designs and publishes family and strategy board games. Two of their most recent releases are Tlacuaches and Terracotta Army. They have recently launched their ally program to lend support to underrepresented voices in the hobby. World Series of Board Gaming in Las Vegas, September 24th to the 28th. It has 16 different games to compete in, an open gaming library, and a grand prize of $25,000. So there's something for you if you're a casual gamer or a competitive one. For tickets, check out WSBGVegas.com. Use referral code OFPG23 for a $40 discount off the Stay and Play or Quadruple Ring event packages. Hi everybody, I'm Starla.
I'm Mick.
And we are
Our Fan Plays Games. Voices, yeah!
And this is our first show for the month of March.
Yes, it is.
And this month is Women's History Month.
Yes, and it will be celebrated on this show. I'm so excited.
I am so happy that we finally made it to March.
Yes, we have.
Oh God, we're closer and closer. We're inching closer to spring.
You really want spring, don't you?
I love spring.
I like the snow. We just didn't get enough of it.
See, with snow comes cold.
Yes, it does.
And I've had enough. I'm ready to move on to spring now.
And then it's so crazy how the people in California just got surprised with all that snow. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're not used to snow.
No, they're not used to all that snow.
No, but used to that.
But definitely spring is on the way. Yes, it is.
And this week we have another jam-packed episode.
Yes, we do.
With some awesome contributors. And we're going to kick things off with the How to Play from Dwayne and Alicia of BlackBoard Gaming. And they're going to talk about a game called Photograph.
Okay.
And next up after that is Melanie from Mel's Board Game Room. And in honor of Women's History Month, she's going to discuss a game called Steampunk Rally.
Love that game.
And they have a lot of female characters that she wants to focus on. Women inventors.
Yes. Yes. I love that game. Yes.
And last but not least, we have Daniel from Tlacuaches En La Mesa.
Yes.
And he's going to talk about a game called Similo.
Yes.
And then there's 5 other iterations of that game that he's going to discuss. So he's going to tell us a lot of good stuff.
That's good.
Yes.
All right, before we get into everything else, let's hear from Starla in her Good Humans segment.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another segment of Good Humans. This week, we are celebrating Women's History Month. Now, why do we celebrate women's history? Because acknowledging the accomplishments of women in our country and abroad expands the sense of what is possible for women in society. Women and girls are the backbone of our world and should be recognized as such. Treating women as less than or incapable is an archaic way of thinking and has no place in modern society. It has been proven over and over again that women can do and be whatever they want to be. Allowing women and girls to reach their full potential helps our world grow and progress in positive ways. Now, here are 5 ways to celebrate Women's History Month. 1. Watch a documentary about women's rights and women's history. 2. Read a book about women's rights or one written by a female author. 3. Support a woman-owned business. 4. Donate to an organization that supports women and girls. And 5. Give a gift to the special women in your life. Actively celebrating Women's History Month is just one way to show appreciation for women in our society. And it's another way to just be a good human. And as we always say here at OFPG Voices, our goal is to make this world a better place, one board gamer at a time.
What's up, folks? I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia.
From BlackBoard Gaming.
Today, we're going to talk about a little game called Photograph.
Now, Photograph was originally called Wind the Film from Sashi and Sashi. This version has been put out by Matago.
Let's go to the table for a brief overview of how this game is played.
This is the setup for a 4-player game.
as shown on this setup card right here. There are 84 photo cards in the game, and they are divided into 7 different colors, and each color has cards numbered 1 through 12. On the front of the card, you have the number of that card and the shot that you're trying to take. And on the back of the card, it shows what number this card could possibly be. So you can see this card can be between 7 to 12. Each player is going to get one of these reference cards, and then the players are going to draw cards from the deck one at a time, so that the first card they draw is going to go to the left, and then every card they draw after that will be placed to the right, like this, because in this game, you cannot rearrange your hand. So the object of this game is to create photo shots or a film strip in front of you, and you're creating them in the different colors. Now on a player's turn, they're going to choose the subject, then they're going to wind the film, then they're going to take the shot, and then we're going to check the field. So to choose the subject, the player is going to declare how many cards they're going to take from the field. And they can take between 1 and 3. And when taking cards from the field, you can take them either from the right going in or from the left going in. You can't take them from the bottom, top, or the middle. So let's say the first player, he says, hey, I'm going to take 2 shots. So he decides he's going to choose his subject. He's going to take 2 cards from the field. So he decides he's going to take this one, and he's going to place it to the right of his hand. And he's going to take this one. He reveals that, places it to the right. So now he's chosen his subject. Now he's going to wind the film. Now wind the film is you're going to take one card, except for the one that's furthest to the right, and you can take that card and move it to the right anywhere in your hand. So first player, he said he's going to wind the film. He's going to take this card and place it right here. This is the only time you can rearrange your hand. And then they're going to take the shot. So now they have to play a number of cards that equals the number of cards they took from the field. So he took 2 cards, so now he has to play 2 cards. Now remember, when he chose his subject and took photo cards from the field, he placed it to the right, but now he has to play from the left. So he decides he's going to play this card in front of him, and now he's going to play this one. When a player plays a photo card of a specific color, they cannot later on in the game start another set of cards of the same color. So at the most, each player is going to have 7 sets of cards in front of them, 1 for each of the colors. So as you see, I played this 4. So now I'm trying to create a straight, and I have to choose whether I'm going to go in descending or ascending order. So I can play the 3, 2, 1 or the 5, 6, 7. Now the reason I'm trying to keep in that range because I'm trying to make sure the film stays in focus. So remember, I also had this 5. So now I can play this 5, and I've chosen that I'm going to go do this in ascending order. So now whenever I play a gray card, or a card of that color, I have to go in ascending order. So now I'm looking for 6, 7, 8 for this film to stay in focus. But let's say later on in the game, I have to play this card here, which is an 11. That's not 6, 7, 8. So now when I play this card, I have to play it face down because now that shot is out of focus. And that's going to be worth negative points at the end of the game. But it also resets it. So let's say later on, I end up with this 7. So now I can play this 7, and this 7 is back in focus, but I'm still going in ascending order. Now, whenever a player is able to get 4 shots, good shots of that specific color in play, so let's say this 8 got played next, then there are these bonus cards. And the first player to get 4 good shots in their straight will get this bonus card, and these bonus cards are worth 5 points at the end of the game. And of course, there's 1 for each of the colors. After the active player has taken their shot, then we will check the field. If there are more than 3 cards out in the field, then play will move to the next player. If there are 3 or less cards, then we would draw cards off the top of the deck to refresh the field, and then play will continue until this sunset card comes up, which was shuffled in the lower part of the deck as part of setup. When that card comes up, every player will have to wind the film, which take a card and move it anywhere in their hand, and then they have to play 2 cards. So now for the remainder of the game, they're working with just 3 cards. And play will continue like that until there's 3 or less cards out in the field and there are no more cards to be taken from the deck. And then each player is going to wind the film once, and now they have to play 2 cards, and then the last card they have in the hand will get discarded. Then, using this player aid, each player is going to score each of their straights of cards. And for the number of cards, good shots that they have, they score the points that's underneath. So, if then you will score the extra 5 points for your bonus cards. Then for each autofocus shot, you get minus 2 points. And if you don't have a straight of a certain color, you get minus 3 points. And then everybody counts up their points, and then whoever has the most points will be the winner of photograph. So the reason I chose this game is because in this game, you are creating a film.
And the Oscars are right around the corner.
Now, with that said, this game is very deceptive.
Is it ever? It's one of those games that seems simple, but is more complex than meets the eye.
Yeah, the rigidness in the card play, the fact that you cannot rearrange your hand, and the fact that you have to play a number of shot cards that you picked up, just creates a level of tension.
Not to mention frustration.
Where you got to figure out some kind of strategy. You know, like when I was first introduced to this game, I insisted we play it like 3 or 4 times because I was trying to wrap my head around how to score points, how to win this game. And since then, I have grown to really love this game. I have played it at all the player counts. And of course, I just introduced it to Alicia.
So Alicia is still it's frustrating.
But this is a great game. It's like less than $20. It comes in this small box. You can take it anywhere. And I guarantee if you like these type of games, you will love this one. So definitely check this one out. See you guys later.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to OFPG Voices. I am Melanie with Mel's Board Game Room, and this month is Women's History Month, so I figured that the best game to talk about would be Steampunk Rally. So Steampunk Rally was created by Orrin Bishop, and it's published by Roxley Games. Now this is a really neat engine building race game. So you're going to be drafting cards at the beginning and creating a machine that you're going to be racing across the board, and the goal is to win the race. So at the beginning of the game, each player is going to pick a different character that you're going to be playing as. Now all these characters are historical figures, and a lot of them are women. So I figured I would talk about the women characters in this game. The first one is Margaret Knight. So Margaret Knight was an American inventor, and she created the machine that would make flat bottom bags. She was actually the first woman to be granted an American patent. The next one I have is Augusta Ada King. She was the Countess of Lovelace, and she was a mathematician and a writer. She's best known for her work on the Charles Babbage proposed mechanical general purpose computer, the analytical engine. So she's created or helped create the computer. The next one is Marie Curie. So she was a physicist and a chemist who conducted pioneering research on radioactivity. Now she was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. She was also the first person to win a Nobel Prize twice, and she's the only person who ever won a Nobel Prize in 2 scientific fields. The next one I have is Lise Meitner. So she was a physicist and one of those responsible to discover the element protactinium and nuclear fission. So while working on radioactivity, she discovered radioactive isotope protactinium 231. I don't know what that means, but it sounds fancy. And then the last character I was going to talk about is Eartha Hareton. Now, she was born Phoebe Sarah Marks. She's a British engineer, mathematician, physicist, and an inventor. And she was awarded the Hughes Medal by the Royal Society for her work on electric arcs and ripple marks in sand and water. So these are some of the characters that you can play in Steampunk Rally. Now, they've also come out with a new version called Steampunk Rally Fusion, which I personally haven't played yet, but I think this would be an ideal game to play this month. Now, I'm interested for Women's History Month. Which game would you propose? Put that in the comments below. Bye, everybody.
Hola Tlacuaches, mi nombre es Daniel y bienvenidos a otro video aquí en Tlacuaches en la Mesa. Y obviamente un gran saludo a Our Family Plus Games. Seguimos con mi cobertura de juegos de mesa que son de relleno. Y por eso hoy vamos a estar hablando sobre Similo. Ahí les va. Similo es un juego cooperativo. En este juego, tú con los otros jugadores trabajan en equipo para poder encontrar una carta secreta de todas estas que se encuentran aquí en la mesa. Un juego de Similo consiste en 5 rounds y en cada uno de estos rounds, tú como el jugador inicial y el único que sabe cuál es la carta secreta que está aquí en la mesa, va a estar ofreciendo pistas usando las demás cartas del monto que se encuentra a un lado. Cuando colocas una carta de pista enfrente de ti y la pones en vertical, le estás queriendo decir a los demás jugadores que esta carta tiene algo similar con la carta secreta que se encuentra aquí en la mesa. Si colocas una de tus pistas en forma horizontal, le estás queriendo decir a los demás jugadores que esta carta no tiene nada en lo absoluto que ver con la carta secreta que está aquí en la mesa. En cada round, los jugadores tienen que tomar una decisión. En el primer round, tienen que seleccionar una carta que tienen que voltear. En el segundo round, tienen que voltear 2 cartas. En el tercer round, tienen que voltear 3 cartas. En el cuarto round, tienen que voltear 4 cartas. Así hasta que queden solamente 2 cartas boca arriba en el tablero. En ese punto, usando todas las pistas que tú como el jugador principal les diste a los demás jugadores, tienen que seleccionar qué carta voltear para que la carta secreta quede boca arriba en la mesa. En cualquier punto del juego, si los jugadores voltean la carta secreta, automáticamente se pierde. Pero si la carta secreta queda boca arriba al final, todos ganamos en Similo. Tlacuaches, una de las reglas muy importantes en el juego es de que tú, como el jugador principal, no puedes hablar en lo absoluto. Toda la comunicación que tú le estás dando a los demás jugadores viene a través de las pistas que les estás ofreciendo. Y por eso disfruto mucho el juego. El juego abre las puertas para que los demás jugadores tengan esta discusión divertida y entretenida entre ellos. Aparte, el juego es muy bonito en la mesa. Los colores que se utilizan en las imágenes son bastante entretenidas de ver y pues se ve bastante bien en la mesa. Como podrán ver, tengo todas estas versiones de Similo y el juego te da la oportunidad de que tú lo puedas personalizar como tú quieras. Está Similo mitos, Similo historias, Similo de terror, Similo fábulas y Similo animales. Tú puedes jugar con Similo de terror usando Similo animales para dar las pistas. Esto de que te dé la oportunidad de que tú puedas personalizarlo de la forma que tú quieras se me hace fabuloso. Aparte, el juego es muy rápido. Se juega de entre 15 a 20 minutos una partida y si llegas a perder al principio solamente se revuelven las cartas y lo juegas otra vez. Este juego de relleno funciona cuando hayas usado tu cerebro en otro juego y quieras descansar, tomarte un break y quieres jugar algo súper rápido antes de que te muevas y juegues un otro juego que es pues pesado. Ojalá Tlacuaches se den la oportunidad de checar este juego, lo recomiendo bastante y nos estamos viendo en el siguiente video. Y ya.
Another great episode.
Yes.
And a wonderful way to kick off Women's History Month.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Especially with Melanie's, talking about Steampunk Rally, and they do have a lot of diverse characters in that game, which I love. And her talking about the women in there, great.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yes, and then also with Dwayne and Alicia. Now, Photograph comes from a Japanese game, and that's one that he really, really loves. So I definitely probably want to check that out.
Wine the Film?
Wine the Film.
Yeah, Wine
yes,
the Film.
Yes.
He
So
talked about that before.
Yes, he really do like those Japanese games, so
Yeah.
definitely might have to check that out. Yeah. And then, Similo, that Daniel was talking about, I've heard a lot about that, and definitely we might have
He
to
likes
get that.
all of them.
He likes all of them. But the history one and maybe the myths I might look into.
okay.
Yeah, that might kind of get me. I like those themes, so that might be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they did a great job.
They did a great job as always. As always, love it.
And
Love
of course,
love
thanks
it.
to our awesome sponsors,
Yes.
Board&Dice,
Yes.
and the World Series of Board Gaming.
Yes, can't wait for that. World Series of
Yes,
Board Games.
coming
Can't
up.
wait. Coming up,
It's coming
September.
up.
September, y'all. If y'all gonna go, get your tickets and stuff.
Yes.
Come on now. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
Yes.
But now, Starla. All right. So, what about our merch that I'm wearing right now?
If you want
Yeah.
a shirt,
Yes.
one of
Yes.
our Humanity is a Co-op shirts, or
And it is.
a better
It is.
place,
Yes.
making the world a better place shirt, or our
Yes.
Good Humans,
Yes.
check us out on Spring.
Yes, do that. Now, the next episode, family, coming out March 22nd, 2023. So please look out for that. But now, Starla, you said you want this channel, you laid the gauntlet down for 30,000 subscribers. Yes, 30,000. So, how can our OFPG family and our OFPG Voices family spread the word to their family, the co-workers, people out on the street that might holler out to? Where can they find us?
Well, if you're looking for Our Family Plays Games,
Yes.
or OFPG Voices,
Yes.
you can find us on Facebook, Instagram,
Yes.
Twitter,
Yes.
and right here on YouTube.
Yes. Now, family, thank you so much for coming out and checking out these beautiful voices every month. Thank you so much, and thank you to our great sponsors. Now, if you have any questions or comments, please give them down below and talk to us, because we love talking back to you. But family, there's one thing, and one thing we want you to always know. We love you.
Bye
now.
everybody.